where are we? Like, where are we? Are we getting 1% better? There's fears coming up for me that didn't exist a couple of years ago. You know, it's a challenging time. And I'm curious if I'm viewing this the right way, and how a citizen of the world should be viewing this and what they can do.
I would say it's not just you. For me, it is in part stemming from the fact that we have transitioned from being people of the book to people of the screen. And the thing about books is that they were monumental, they were fixed. Black on white forever. They had authors who became our authority. So we relied on text, law books, the scriptures, constitution, all kinds of written things that were immutable on paper as the source for how we knew things. And that included, of course, the march of science and all the methods and the scientific method that were also printed on paper, and you had published papers that had to be peer reviewed and they didn't change and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's now the past. We've moved now to become people of the screen, moving images. Things are ephemeral and liquid and fluid and floating. We don't have authorities anymore. For every expert over here, there's an anti-expert over there. You kind of have to assemble our truth rather than being given it or having revealed or found. That process is a new process. It's very contextual, it's variable, probably a skill that we need to be taught. And we don't even have any adult supervision in it because it's all kind of new. I think what we're headed towards more like that, of being involved in the fact that we have new ways that we know things. Okay, a new way that we determine whether we know something or not. I think it's more complicated and complex, but I don't think that it's impossible. Part of the mantra of science is that it's always in flux. Knowledge is temporary, or facts are even kind of always interim in a certain sense until proven otherwise, and everything can be proven otherwise. But it gets more and more difficult. I mean, that's again, this is the benefit of the scientific way, is that part of the definition of how we know something or when we know something is that we have to integrate that knowledge into all the other previous knowledge. It's kind of like blockchain, where you're chaining it in the block of previous knowledge. As you have more previous knowledge and more knowledge to do it, that block gets more and more dense with connections, and it becomes actually harder and harder to change, disprove. I think we're headed into this era, to answer your question more directly, where we right now are feeling the fact that we have more of a role in deciding what's true than before, because we don't have the benefit of authorities and the authors in the fixed world of text that we used to have. That's disorienting. That's another job that we didn't know we had signed up for. And I think it can be exhausting, as you say. I see it as an opportunity to advance the field of how we know things. We're inventing new ways, and one of those ways is going to be, we're going to know things with the help of artificial mind. That's part of what we're doing, is we're going to have many other cognitive agencies surrounding us that will help us decide what we know, what's true, what to believe. There are ontological issues about relying on those. We're going to make a mind, and how reliable is that mind? Well, in the beginning, it's not going to be reliable, but we know from computer science and other things that we can make systems that are more reliable than any of the parts are. That's what emergence is about. For me, it's very exciting that we're headed into this era of new ways of knowing, which include new ways of knowing what's around us, or new ways to believe. And the issues of social media, we're in the infancy. Yeah, we're still figuring out. We don't even know what we want out of that. Do we want to control what people will say or not? Well, we don't know. Basically, what people is that they want to control what other people say, but they don't want anyone to control what they say. That's basically